Hello. I Here these cheap shocks had heavy duty springs on them. Anyway, in my drive here in the driveway and around the barn, one time the bumps um, way too stiff, no suspension whatsoever in the back. So I took well, keep this in order. I have a tool similar to this, and I lost it. Couldn't find it anywhere. I spent hours looking for it. It's here someplace. But anyway, that's a spring remover tool, homemade. Very similar to the one I have, but I can't find mine, so I borrowed this from a friend. And so this morning I pulled the springs off of these shocks, which are these ones right here. Super stiff in the middle, soft on each end. And the soft on each end is compressed by putting the shock together. And all you got left is the middle section here. These are not good quality shocks. They're only $70 here in Canada with shipping. So I got the bright idea, since this squashes down to about there on the shock, I figured that would be squashed down too much. So I took the mini grinder and I cut this off. And then I set up the sandblaster and sandblasted them, then painted them black. And there they are. Whoops. There they are on the bike. So what happens here is by these being all the same and weaker because the wire is smaller around, I took two of them. What I believe happened was the amount I cut off is the amount I got. Well, not quite, but I had one more notch to go here. I got them up on the third, and there's one more notch to go. They were too soft. So possibly I can go one more notch. If not, it may be fine where it is, but I can go one more notch. I know I don't want it weaker. There are plenty. I don't know if I can do this. Well, no, I can't. Not with one hand. So I have two more of these cheap shocks coming for these other bikes that I eventually am going to be building. And I was worried that they're too stiff. But anyway, now that I know I can clean up these Can-Am shock springs and put them right on, I have an idea. I don't even have to cut them. I think they compress and they'll be just right at the lowest setting instead of at the highest setting. So that's real good. And also they this has a plastic sleeve in here. Like that's a plastic sleeve you see right there. Like it goes up past, yeah, you can see it right there. So that shock fits absolutely perfect on top of that plastic sleeve, and it fits perfectly good in the original top for this shock, which is actually not adjustable because it has different threads where the shaft goes in. But I'm kind of fortunate that these Can-Am springs actually fit on those shocks. But this one I cut that much off when I may not have had to, because I'm going to probably be on the stiffest notch, and that's almost the same amount as I cut off. But anyway, time will tell. And in my, I had more of these, but they're still on the bikes. That bike over there and a couple of the frames out back there still have shocks, but they're all no good except for the springs. Oh, there's Kitty Cat. Hello. Kitty. So anyway, in here, these are only 12 inches long. They're rebuildable. They're Mulhollans, but they're only 12 inches long, which might come in handy for the bike that I run, the 19-inch front wheel, because that'll put the 12 inch, because I have, these are 12 and 3/4 or 12 and a half. So the 12 inch on the back of the bike that has the 19-inch front wheel, I think that'll level it out good. Hello, kitty kitty. Hello. And here's some leftover from years ago in my junk pile. One Mulholland, it's rebuildable, but I only have one. And there's one spring, because I broke one spring, or one shock broke once on my 900, and I lost a spring, and this is the mate to the other side. And now if I can find another one of these, this is 12 and a half inches long, or 12 and 3/4. But I only have one. Then I have these. And these are also Mulhollands. They're rebuildable, but the shafts are gone. But it looks like the seals don't leak, and they have not been compressed since they've been sitting. So that I can clean that shaft up and be real careful cleaning that shaft up, and then take that nut off. That seal still might be good. The shaft's no good, but the seal might be good. But anyway, that's another set, but they're like 14 inches long. But they've never been compressed. If they were compressed with that much rust, they'd be leaking. And they're not leaking, so they sat outdoors for 40 years. Now these ones, the shafts are totally wore out. No, the shafts are good on this, but the seals both leak. And I actually have a couple seals or tops. So, but anyway, oh, cat's gone again. But anyway, I messed with that today, and I'm kind of happy. It's soft. It's drivable now. And yesterday I put together another rim. This one. I don't actually have another. I have a couple good sets of front spokes, but I don't actually have a front rim to build another front rim right now. Like, those are rusty over there. But I stopped buying tires. That they're all brand new tires, but the last few rims I put together have no tires. I'll wait until I have a bike to put them on. Oh, kitty's gone. Gave up on me. But anyway, good night.